I'm Destiny. I'm going to be talking to you guys about what is frustrating me today. There are a lot of things in the world that I am now learning in my integrative health career, or what have you, whatever you want to call it. I am going to school right now, currently in college, for integrative health. I can do a whole video on integrative health, but right now I'm not really going to dive completely deep into that. But basically, integrative health to me right now is preventative medicine. And the reason why I'm so frustrated today, this semester, it's because there are a lot of things that should be talked about in literal life. Like when you go to the doctor's office, when you are a younger child, why aren't we having these conversations with our parents? Why aren't the doctors talking to the parents before we put kids on medication? Why aren't doctors having conversations with their patients about why they have the issue that they're having? Why are you here at the doctor's office? Not what is your pain, what are your symptoms? Why are you here? Because, like, backstory on me is I am not on medication any longer. I used to be. I'm not recommending this for everyone. Everyone has their own journey. But for me personally, I kind of had a awakening in my life, and I decided I wanted to change my life rather than continuing to mask symptoms. So I felt that I was at a good space. I had a good support system around me where I could get off of SSRIs, I think is what they're called. But basically the drugs that you take for antidepressant meds. I also was diagnosed bipolar disorder when I was younger, and depression, anxiety, so I was given medication. Another issue, I went to the doctor for like acne, which I have some now. And I went to the doctor and I said, I had acne, and they were like, here's some birth control pills. I went to the doctor for depression, for stomach issues, for other things with my mother, and they said, here are antidepressants. Here are mood stabilizers to put your daughter on so that she, at 18, even though your brain isn't even fully developed until you're older, we're going to say she has bipolar disorder just because it's in her family history and she's lashing out and she's depressed. Well, maybe what I'm realizing in school, maybe I could have some underlying issues or underlying things that are causing the lashing out trauma. Maybe there are some other things like that have caused upset in my microbiome, which we'll get into in the future, that have caused this sadness and maybe depression that I had. So I just really, as I'm learning more in school, this is the first semester where we're really diving deep into like what integrative health is. And the reason I'm so excited about this is because it's something that is not talked about, especially where I'm from. People that do this, for example, I had a family member pass away when I was younger and I went to his funeral, and he was big into taking supplements and yoga and things like that. And I remember one of the family members saying, oh, it was probably all those supplements he took, that's why he died. Or he took too many supplements. And I'm just like, what? That didn't really make sense. And so when you really dive deep into it, people have conditions and underlying symptoms, and unfortunately, with functional medicine and doing allergy testing and testing on what other ailments or blah, 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 things you might have, they cost hundreds and thousands of dollars. Like, I have a classmate that said she went to a functional medicine doctor that was going to charge her $1,800. Which is great if you're going to figure out which I'm going to do that. So, like, I'm not going to charge that much or whatever. I don't really know my prices yet. But it just sucks that we have to charge that. Why can't someone just go to the doctor, have insurance cover it, or cover a part just like everyone else, and they do some blood tests, some finger pricks, some whatever else, for if you have state insurance, or if you pay your copay, and they say, oh, you have this allergy, and you go about your business, and you learn what you need to eliminate in your diet, period. And then your issues are prevented or solved, because at the end of the day, inflammation is the reason why things are exacerbated in the body, such as chronic disease and illnesses and cancer. And so I'm going to do a whole video on inflammation, because I did a report in class, and I think it's really important to talk about, because there are so many things I'm learning, and it's very frustrating when I'm learning that in my past I had, something called H. pylori, which is apparently from our doctor common bacterial invasion, basically. I believe. I'm going to do more research, and before I start, this is just me coming on here talking. I'm not like going on there and I'm not going to cite any sources. I'm just citing my own source of my brain of me being in school. But later I'll get into the details. But basically there's a bacteria that I had in my stomach that my doctor said you can get from tap water. So I got it. Antibiotics, medicine, blah, blah, blah. Still have stomach problems. To this day, stomach problems. After the H. pylori and after some family trauma, wow, you have depression. Okay, let's get her on medication. Rather than being like, oh, let's look at her past. Let's look at what she's eating. Let's look at how, her family has hot dogs and frozen pizzas all the time, and maybe she's gluten intolerant, and that's causing her to be depressed, or maybe it's the trauma that she needs to release, that because, why put someone on medication which we can get into all the side effects of medications. And I would have brain zaps, which I had to Google. Not a lot of people know what the hell I'm talking about. Brain zaps, to me, were like, I went a day without taking my medication. I would go to work, I'd forget, because I was an alcoholic, bartender, go to work, forget to take my meds, they're at home. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I will go take my medication later. I'd have my brain would just like jolt. It would just like electric current go through, like randomly. Didn't feel well, dizzy. Anyways, long story short, I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like having to rely on this medication. I'm more depressed than I was before, because the problem is I was relying on the medication to heal me, and I was like going to the doctor every 6 months. I'm not better. Oh, well, let's adjust. Let's up more. I'm not better. Because you're relying on the medication to fix you rather than going to the underlying issue that could actually heal you and make you feel better. You could actually be doing some things that could actively be improving your mental health rather than sitting on the couch waiting for your medication to do the work for you. It was also very frustrating because I was given medications. They were like, oh, try this. Here's a sample pack. Oh, I like it. I don't know, 2 weeks later, I don't have any bad side effects, whatever. I like it. It takes a while to see if it actually works for you. And they'd be like, okay, go to the pharmacy. It's $200. Call my doctor. I can't afford $200 a month. Okay, well, we have a generic version. Well, then why were you giving me that in the first place? You know I'm on state insurance, or I don't have, my family does. What do you do? Why are you trying to have a 17-year-old pay $200 a month for bipolar disorder medication? Turns out, I think I just drank too much. I was drinking every day. My stomach was unhappy. Now that I'm not drinking all the time, I don't have depressive episodes. I don't have manic episodes. So anyways, I'm just on here talking about my frustration. I'll keep this video short because I'm just gonna post it and see what happens. I think it's really silly that I want to go on here and just talk about my life experiences, because there's a YouTuber, DoughDash. I'll put her information in the bottom, but she inspired me to make videos because she's entertaining. I really enjoy her, and she just inspired me to get on here because I'm a college student. I'm broke. Maybe I could make some income on the side, but ultimately I don't even care. I just figured if I make an income, that's a bonus. Why don't I take the material I'm learning in class and actually share it to people so that someone who's like me, who's 15 or whatever, can go on there, see my video and say, hey, I have these issues too, and maybe instead of getting on medication or in supplement of the medication, I can do these things that will really help me prevent diseases and longer term depression. Because if you notice your medication's not working for you like it wasn't working for me, then how about you try these millions other tips that really worked for me and that really made me go to school here and realize that they're pushing the wrong things in schools. They really are when it comes to what they're teaching doctors. And we really need to focus on preventative medication. I can link some TED Talk videos, but it just really comes down to the fact that, like, America would save money if we looked at preventative medicine. America would save lives if we looked at preventative medicine. But they're not doing that. And it's something that's been talked about, functional medicine, since it's been, in my opinion, that I've noticed. I can do more research on this, but since the 70s, I noticed it kind of started booming, and then mostly in the 90s and early 2000s, it really took off. But it took off amongst the people, not the higher ups, the people that are in charge, the people that are actually able to make changes, and they're not changing it. And so that makes me wonder why. And then I think back to my personal experience with the doctor, and I'm like, they're pushing medication on me that's expensive. Are they trying to make money? Like, is this all for money? Is Big Pharma just trying to make money because if they knew that if people just ate the correct things and did little breathing exercises here and there and all of this other crap I'm gonna go into someday, if we did all of that, you're telling me we would have less disease, less cancer, and overall happier people? But we're not gonna do that. I don't know, it's a little fishy and it's a little frustrating. So if you want to learn more about how you can change your life and improve for the better based on the knowledge that I'm learning in school every day, I know that a lot of people can't afford to go to school, don't want to go to school, or they aren't going to school for what I'm going into. So how else are you going to get this information unless you have hundreds of thousands of dollars? Because the only people that really go to these functional medicine doctors, naturopathic doctors, and integrative health practitioners are people who have money to spend on their health. And unfortunately, People don't have that money. I don't have that money. I'm getting this knowledge firsthand in school because I am getting a loan from the government. Anyways, so if you would like to learn for free more information, please comment down below what you want to learn more about. If there's anything in this video that you are interested in, I can really dive deep into it more. But right now, I think my next video, I'm just gonna jump into my presentation on inflammation and how I think I can help you guys look into preventative medicine and how you can really improve your health and look into the cheaper way of life rather than pumping chemicals and other things into your body that might be hurting you more than helping, or just masking symptoms. So again, comment down below what you'd like to see more of, or if you have any suggestions. I know my audio quality is not going to be good. I will get a microphone soon. I just got a little job, so hopefully I'll be able to afford one soon. And I'll make more videos soon. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you. Bye.